So what exactly is Proposition 1? Proposition 1 is technically speaking called the Student Activity Fee Referendum. And it's called that because you can either vote to have the fees go up or you can have the fees go down. The current $48.60 that we pay right now is a result of it being decreased from previous years, which has been to our detriment. Because one, it puts us at the bottom of the barrel compared to all the other community schools, the highest being $100, which I think is Brooklyn College. And it definitely impacts us when it comes to the quality of the services that we provide and the quality of activities that we provide, and it also impacts us as far as how many students can attend the activities that we provide. So the real motivation for Proposition 1 came from my desire to be able to provide the different centers with the support they needed, like the Women's Center. They receive $0. How do I know this? Because it's on the student activity fee breakdown list, which I had put on the internet, on the student intranet. So you can log on www.jjy.cuny.edu, log in, click on the intranet. In the same little section where you find the email and tons of this, go to the intranet, and you'll find the student activity breakdown list so you can see where all your money goes. And just as a side note, anybody who says, I don't know where the money goes, there's no way to watch where the money goes, there's no way to be accountable for where the money goes, is sadly mistaken. Because this is a public institution, everything is public, all you have to do is ask and they will give it to you. So that's what I did, and I provided that to you. But I digress. But if you look on the list, you see the Women's Center received $0, and that's extremely troubling to me, especially in a building where it's 60% women, and the Women's Center, which is supposed to be there to help them, isn't being helped. Now, for me as a public servant, for me going to a college where I'm being taught where I have to serve the public, where I have to help those who don't have, for me that seemed basic. The health center receives $0. Their job is to help you, but they're not receiving any help. I have forensic science major friends who have told me that on the first day of classes, the professor says, if you burn your finger, go across the street because we can't help you here. Now, as a president of a college that's supposed to be teaching me justice, supposed to be teaching me that I have to help those who don't get help, what does that say? So Proposition 1 is just so necessary, because this is the thing. We can't pay for things without paying for things. We can't say we want better health services and not pay for it. And this is something that's also important to me. But Women's Center and Health Center top the list. I think this is commencement, graduation. We can't afford our own graduation. Every year, first off, this is the most important part. In our student activity fees, which you can see on the list, it receives $93,000. Commencement costs $196,000. So where do we get the rest of the money from? We end up having to pull from this source, from that source, from this department, and from that department. And what does that do? It decreases what they can do because they have to help us. Now, at the student activity fee referendum, it would take us out the red, and those departments that have the money can do what they need to do for you with their money. This is a tough pill to swallow for a lot of us. And, people, with tuition hikes, somewhere maybe in the near future, with, this tax and this tax, why do we need a Proposition 1? Because times are getting hard. That's why we need it. When people start getting laid off and they don't have health insurance, and they can't afford to go to the doctor, the on-site nurse practitioner will be able to give you free checkups, be able to write prescriptions. And why is that a big deal? Because if you have to pay for a doctor, sometimes you have to pay that co-payment just to see the doctor, and then you have to pay for the prescription. Whereas with just the $40 that you pay for a ton of services, you can get the prescription written for free. You just have to pay for the prescription. So whereas a doctor visit can range from $75+ and then the prescription, which can be $50+ all you have to do is pay $50 just for the prescription. So while this uh, is something hard for a lot of people to conceptualize, we have to understand the overwhelming benefits. Now, I just want to address some concerns that came up, um, which are valid concerns, for those who don't understand exactly what's happening, and that is why I'm here trying to make it as clear as possible. Some had some concerns that there's no way to follow the money. Yes, there is. You just ask. You can ask me, and I can get the numbers for you. You can ask the business office, and they have to get the numbers for you because, once again, this is a public institution. All the records are public, except for people's social security number. That's private. I provided the list, and those are called earmarks. For anybody who's a government major or just been following politics, you've definitely heard the word earmark before. But it means this legally says that the money has to go there when we audit, and these numbers, they better balance. So it's a legal responsibility for that money to go there. So if it says it's going there, it's going there, and all you have to do is check. Hold people accountable for the things that they say. So there's no need to worry about conspiracy theorists saying it's going to go to this and this person and it's not going to go. No, just check. This is something that's for overwhelming benefit. Why shouldn't those who are survivors of sexual assault on campus get the assistance they need? Why shouldn't those who can't afford health insurance get some help from on campus? Why can't we, who work for 4 years, 5 years, maybe even 6 years at John Jay trying to get our masters and doctorates, at least be able to walk at the end of the school year? But because we're trying to pay for 2009 things with 1988 money, that's impossible. See, I can't raise a student activity fee. This is entirely up to the students. This is student-led for student benefit. So this is up for you to decide whether you want it or not. So I hope I've made things a little clearer. If you have any questions, once again, the debates are on the 18th and the 24th. If you have a question, bring it up there, and I'll be glad to answer it. Thank you.